this to order. I'm going to have the Boy Scouts here, President tonight, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you stand up, everyone, and lead us through the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. This is Monday, November 19th. If you have any questions, comments, or business with this council, come up to the microphone, give us your name and address, and tell us what's on your mind. Ask for the roll call, please.
Cedar.
Here.
Ellery. Kinsfater.
Here.
Seaman.
Here.
Stupa.
Here.
Laporte.
Here.
McCartney.
Here.
I'll make a motion to excuse Ellery.
Support.
In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda, add to new business 8B, and to look at this, review the sign ordinance.
Member Kinsfater made the motion to amend the agenda. We'll add B under 8, sign committee.
I'll support. Sorry.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So amended. I'd like to take a moment just to welcome PAC 257, Troop 294.
To review
Boy
sign
Scouts are here
ordinance.
to work on their community merit badge. Congratulations. Keep up the good work, you guys and ladies. Bill number 4. Consent agenda A, City Council members on November 5, regular meeting recommendation approved, and the Cemetery Board of Trustees minutes of October 2nd, 2018 meeting recommendation received.
I'll make a motion to approve A and B as presented.
Support.
Question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5A, presentation from Smoothie Oil.
My name's Randall Hansen. I'm a landman from Marysville, Michigan. Used to live in St. Clair here. And I don't have a formal presentation, but Mr. Booth has had the city attorney evaluate a lease, proposed lease that we forwarded to the city. And he let me know this week that there were some questions that I needed to address from council members. So I don't know how you handle this, Your Honor. Do I just...
Do you just want to stand there and we'll fire questions at you?
You bet.
Does anybody have any questions? Tell us what you want to do.
Well, as you know, Mr. Schmoody, who is here, favorite son of St. Clair, who was raised here, believes there's the possibility of natural gas underneath the city. And based on the map that I gave you, Mr. Cuffa, there's a gas field that just west of the city limits. So, being the rock doctor geologist that he is, he's had some seismic run. There's enough of interest to him that he decided to spend some money to secure some oil and gas rights from the city. And you still need to run 2 or 3 more lines to find a target. And it's the Salina-Niagara Formation, and it extends throughout St. Clair, Macomb, Oakland counties. So,
Rules and regulation from the state of Michigan calls for a second string of casing. When it was done, there's been over 80 wells drilled in St. Clair, starting all the way back in 1864, and I showed that to Mike and Jim. And basically, they didn't have the rules and regulations that we have today.
Sure.
And so we have an extra string of casing that goes down
So
to
you're
30 depths to protect that.
Mm.
And so, no, I don't see any problems that way at all. And if I thought there was some risk, I would go out of my way to make sure that there wasn't a risk. But to answer your question, there's a lot of people outside the oil and gas industry you probably could talk to. But there's one person you may know that he's an attorney, and he's my brother-in-law. Jim knows who I'm talking about. You could talk to him. And if you believe him as being trustworthy, then he can vouch for me. And that's my brother-in-law, Dan Kelly, who's a circuit court judge here in St. Clair County. you can call Dan, and he'll vouch for what I'm
That might be
talking
one call we make. There might be a couple other ones.
Okay.
but-
Are you looking to lease just the mineral rights to this property?
Yes.
Or the actual property? The mineral rights? Yep.
The city lease allows no surface access besides Dennis and I showing up here unless we get something in writing from you beyond the lease.
So, I really what I want to do is have you on my side and be non-invasive as far as the city's concerned and try to get it out of the ground with minimal activity and presence, but benefiting everybody. And so I think I can do it, and I think if I needed to do something different, that I ran into a major problem, I'd be back here. If I felt that you could help me out with that, I'd be back here.
Dennis, how many more seismic studies do you have to do?
I shot 10 seismic lines in town, and I'm looking at possibly 3 more, but I think maybe just 1 would do it. And I'm looking at Vine Street, going out into the countryside. And so that's what I'm looking at.
Anything else from Mr. Schmoody? So I'm just going to say, generally speaking, I think that we've supported you and we're still supporting you, but we have to do our due diligence. And I'm going to lean on Mr. Brown to maybe find out outside expert that can get in.
We can't get you to sign it tonight. I'm kidding.
Yes, we'll sign it. I'm kidding.
I'm available in Marysville, phone, personal contact there. I'll answer any and all questions you have. If you need somebody besides Mr. Kelly's recommendation, it'd take me a little while to put my thinking cap on, but you probably wouldn't trust who I sent you to anyway, right? You might. I'll see what I can do.
Keep an open mind.
Yeah. Any other questions from anybody?
One last thing I'd like to add. Before I got to town tonight, we went had Dave Kelly get for me the telephone number of the Boy Scouts here in St. Clair, who I could call. So I called before I came here tonight. I wanted to talk to whoever the leader was here. And
That was me.
Did you get the message?
I did, I just didn't have time to call you.
See, I called today. I have a special thing for the Boy Scouts here that I actually, when I was doing the investigation for trying to figure out why the St. Clair Highway fell into the river, and then I was doing my research and I walked all along it, I found something that I think the Boy Scouts need to have, and so I wanted to give it to you. So if you could give me a call afterwards so I can give it to you, and so I could be done with it. But it'd be something special for one of your boys.
Okay.
All right?
Thanks. All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to number 6, Ports Administration. Mr. Booth.
Your Honor, I've got a couple items this evening. First, I'd like to make sure that residents are aware that City Hall will close this Thursday and Friday, November 22nd and 23rd. Trash pickup normally scheduled for Thursday will be collected on Friday. Next item is construction on Henry Street is done for the year. The top layer of asphalt will be completed next spring, along with the restoration of the grass. And then I wanted to just give a brief overview of the construction that we've done. For 2018 and 19, we will have spent total project cost $2,059,000, of which we have grants at total $447,000, leaving a balance of $1,600,000 and some thousand. So our millage that we collect annually now, that just started this past year, is about $500,000. So I guess where I'm going is we will be utilizing some of our fund balance to help that we've been accruing for over the past few years to help pay for some of the road work that we're doing. So that's all I have, Your Honor.
Any questions from Mr. Booth? Mr. Downey, you got anything tonight?
Nothing this evening, Your Honor.
City departments. Chief, are you up for something?
I got something. Is Mr. Scully here? Mr. Scully?
If you
You remember the council meeting on October 15th, Mr. Skelly from Jackson Street came and was concerned about how dangerous Jackson Street is. So on the 17th, I walked Jackson Street and I knocked on every door. There's 20 of them, and I talked to 14 of the residents to ask them if they had the same concerns Mr. Skelly had. 8 of them said they feel safe on Jackson Street. 5 said they don't feel safe when they back out of their driveways, and they wouldn't let their kids play in the front yard. And 1 said it is what it is. So with the help of Bob Beath, I had an automatic traffic study done, and then I had the police out there doing targeted studies. And this is what we found. The average vehicle count eastbound on Jackson is 49. Westbound is 79 cars. The heaviest traffic is between 2 and 4. Eastbound traffic, the average weekday speed is 18 miles an hour. And the posted speed is 25 on a residential street. Out of the 49 vehicles that went eastbound, 2 of them traveled faster than 25. 1 was doing 27 and 1 was doing 30. Westbound traffic, of the 79 vehicles, 21 miles an hour was the average speed, and 14 of them traveled faster than 25. 9 of them were doing 27, 2 of them were doing 30, 2 were doing 33, and 1 did 36, and he actually got the ticket. So I think the main reason that traffic is there is because of the congestion at Clinton and Kearney. But there's nothing we can do about that. It's all peak hour traffic that is going to be there because that's what happens in society. We all move at the same time to get to business, get to school. So the only thing I can see that we can do is selective enforcement, which we do. But when the police are there, people aren't speeding usually. And when we're there, we're not somewhere else. So I really like mobile traffic enforcement instead of just sitting around, because then you can get the more acreage, I guess you call it. But I left a packet at Mr. Scully's house. He wasn't home, with a lot of this information in it. We could put up no turn signs between certain hours, but then the residents can't turn either. We can put up no through traffic for certain time limits of the day. But the whole reason that streets are set up is to move traffic. So if there's congestion here, there's through streets to get away from the congestion, and traffic filters out. So I don't even know if we want to do no through traffic. I mean, the streets are doing what they're designed to do. So all I can say, and I told Mr. Skelly, the police are going to do whatever we can do to make sure that the people who choose not to do right, do right. And that's the best I could offer him. I did give him some stuff I found on the internet that he could put out little signs, as long as they don't violate the sign ordinance. But that say slow down, kids at play. I don't think the city needs to purchase those, but you can get 3 of them for 24 bucks. So, and he has not called me back. So, but I gave him all this information. So I don't think we have as he said that night on the 15th, he felt safer in Afghanistan than on Jackson Street. That's not completely accurate, I don't think, with the evidence we found. So we're going to do what we can do. Also, Annette has asked me to say something about, what was I going to say something about? Well, snow emergency's coming up, so just remember, when there's 4 inches or more of snow, or it's forecast to be 4 inches or more of snow, you can't park on the street. And I notify the newspaper and all the radio stations, television stations. The Voyager usually puts it up, and Neiman's puts it up on their electric sign. So you can't park if there's 4 inches or more on the ground, and if it's forecast to be 4 inches or more, and the snow emergency is over when I call it, or when you're plowed from curb to curb. So
The turn out of Voyager, I asked if you
Turn
could
out of the Voyager.
reiterate that.
Yes, I like to say that the Voyager driveway is not in the intersection, so whenever you pull out of the Voyager, you have to obey whatever the traffic signal says. If it's red, you gotta stop. If it's green, you can go. So you're not in the intersection.
Can you exit that parking lot and legally go straight to Clinton?
No, you gotta turn and turn.
You can pull out to the second lane?
If
and
it's
turn?
clear, you can get out to the second lane and then
Okay.
wait for a light or traffic and turn left.
Okay, I thought if it was a 2-lane road, you had to hit the first lane first and then move over to the second lane, and there ain't enough room to do that. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they gotta go all the way to J. mean,
Right,
I'm
I
not
get
gonna
it.
be- We won't be that strict on them.
I get, oh, good. I just wanted to make sure.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
All right.
Any other departments tonight?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just a few things about the general election on Tuesday, November 6th. The local race results are available on our website. All the race results are available on the county website at stclaircountyclerk.org, I believe. Congratulations to all candidates. Congratulations to all winners. The mayor and council will be sworn in the first meeting in January. And the city had a 64% voter turnout, which is pretty amazing for a midterm election. Just for comparison, the 2016 presidential election was about 72%. So we had a very busy, steady day, and everything went great. Applications for election inspectors are always being accepted. If you're interested in the election day process, or even if you have concerns about it, the best way to learn and be confident in the integrity is to be involved hands-on. So applications are available on the website here at City Hall. Contact me if you'd like to be part of my team. Thank you.
Thank you, Annette. Good job. All right, we'll go to D, authorities, board, commissions, chairs. Anybody have anything? All right, number 7, we have no unfinished business. We'll go to number 8, new business. A, approve special use for 612 South 11th Street. Is this you?
Mike?
Mike?
Yes, Your Honor, the planning commission met the other night. This request is for a special use. Our ordinance is written that it requires that any one person in the daycare, they have to come to council for special use. The state law says that there's, the new one says that up to 6 before they have to come, and we're reviewing our ordinance to do an update. The applicant has asked for up to 12, which is permitted. We went through the criteria, and everyone has a copy of the minutes from the planning commission meeting. We mentioned 5 things. The applicant, there was 2 residents, neighbors, 2 of the applicants.
No, actually just one neighbor.
That voiced one concern. She met all the criteria: hours of operation, signage, lighting, off-street parking. Hours of operation were important, so that we didn't run into things that we've run into before. And it was, after discussion, privacy fence, the size of the play area, that was all listed there. And at the end of the meeting, the vote was taken, and it was unanimous for the planning commission to forward it on to council for approval.
Your Honor, with that said, I would make a motion to approve.
Support. All right, the motion is made and supported to approve the special use for 612 South 11th. Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Koopa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
McCartney?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. The applicant is here. If anybody have any questions for us?
Good luck.
Good luck, Maddie.
Thank you.
All right. All right, B, sign committee. So as you're more aware, we had a ZBA meeting earlier this night, and we talked about some different sign issues. And Member Kingsfather's made the motion, put it on the agenda that we maybe form some kind of subcommittee to address some of these needs, concerns, and issues. I'd like to get some input from people right now as to what you think about that kind of idea. Do we want to go forward with something like that, or?
Well, in the past, it's been historically a planning commission project, and I would ask our council member Laporte, who's on the planning, if he's in agreement with having a subcommittee work with planning, or have members of council along with members of planning and maybe some members of the business district get together and collaborate and try to come up with maybe some common sense approaches to our sign ordinance. It's been 10 years since we spent all that time on it, and I can tell you that I was part of that, and it's not an easy job. It's, you just, no matter what goes on, you're gonna have something that the very next week that you approve a sign ordinance, that someone's gonna say, I want a variance. So at some point in time, I'm just speaking to the public, at some point in time, we just have to, it's been my contention that signs can get out of control, and it can start looking like a carnival or a playground or something that doesn't represent a city. So I'm just asking if that was something that Member Laporte might think would benefit the planning commission.
Do we want to ask Member Laporte at the next planning commission to talk to his planning commission to see what their feelings are on that? It can come back to us.
Yeah.
All right,
Sure, I'd be happy to do it.
all right. Well, as long as you're happy with it, then that's what we're gonna do. All right, do we need a motion to signify that? Because we'll just direct that to happen. All right, thank you, Butch. All right, we're going to number 9, claims of accounts for November 8 and 15, 2018.
Hearing no questions, Your Honor, make a motion to approve as.
Support.
Motion made, support. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 10, public questions and comments. Anybody have anything for the good of the cause tonight?
Scott Atkins, Woodlands. First of all, Mayor, Council, congratulations on the victors in the recent election. And Madam Clerk, congratulations on surviving. So it's quite busy. I just have a question on Henry Street in regards to the update, Mayor, that you provided. Being as though they raised the catch basins and manhole covers there, will the, and maybe Mr. Booth, you might not know this, but will the contractor be responsible for any damages that may occur over the winter? I know snow plowing is going to be a little bit of a challenge with those up there. That's question number one. And number two, if there's a warranty or guarantee in the project, will that pick up after the final course is put on next year?
So you're saying a warranty, Scott? So like the new one that's in place for a project over $2 million?
Well, not so much for that, but usually in any contract, there's a guarantee of the work condition to be completed. And I know it'll be as though they're carrying over to next year. If there's a deficiency that's found before that time, will the contractor be responsible on that? And then again, the catch basin piece, because they are raised, I can see those things getting taken off and snow plowing, it would just happen. Would they be responsible for?
It's unfortunate with the weather, obviously the couple weeks of rain, and so that's why the delay. I'll be happy the next council meeting if you want to stop back again, or I can call you personally and just say, hey, this is what they are, and I'll announce it here so the residents can hear it.
I think an announcement here, Mr.
Yeah.
Booth, is great. I know that council doesn't like to spend money, nor does anybody else, to have something torn up. So it was just a question that was brought up from tonight's comment. So
Thank you.
Okay.
next meeting will be great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Okay, let's go to number 11. Mayor and Council, I'm just going to reiterate, trash pickup will be Friday. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving. Anybody else?
Yeah, Your Honor, I'd just like to carry on the conversation we had between our special meeting and our regular meeting tonight regarding the signs. And I do think that I would like to see the administration look into the legality of the construction signs at the St. Clair Inn construction site that are plastered on the fence lines, just to ensure that those are meeting compliance, and that then we can satisfy the questions that were brought up at the meeting.
Yep, thank you.
Mr. Booth, is leaf pickup still happening?
It's still going on until they're done.
Anybody else?
Yeah, can we maybe have the administration look into a place where we can have our meetings? It seems like we've been real fortunate with big crowds and whatever, but maybe moving to the community center, the golf course, or something. So I feel bad for all these people having to stand through this whole thing.
Yes.
Question, when is that room going to be done?
First, it needs to be started, and we should have an answer, and that's been working with the insurance company.
They haven't even started it yet?
We've done some preliminary work with the engineers, but the insurance company's going to be the one that determines where it goes from there.
Yes, I'll look into an alternate venue. I'm thinking the
Just cozy room. Anybody else?
Hearing nothing else, Your Honor, make a motion to.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Have a good night, everybody. Be safe going home.